2021. So this is going to be kind of a tips video. I'm going to give you tips throughout it and let you know how my day went. I've been on an incredible streak, and it continued yesterday. Now, last Monday, I made $383.06. So I got up early yesterday. I'm like, the mornings have just been just incredibly slow. But last Monday, I crushed it. So I'm thinking that I have at least a chance to do that again. So I at least set myself up to do that. So tip number one, man, hey, what would I have done yesterday in that extra half hour? Who knows? What, watch a YouTube video? Maybe, hey, if I wanted to, I could watch that on the way to work. So I got up early. Tip number one, if you want to crush it that day, even if it is slow, at least you're setting yourself up for success. That is going to be a common theme in this video. So I get to work yesterday. The first order I get is a Uber Eats delivery. It's like over $14. I don't know I think it started out at $12, and I got a little hidden tip, right? Aren't those nice where you don't even know for like an hour what your tip is? But it showed like $12 going 4 miles. Uber Eats. Number two, you got a multi-app, people. You got a multi-app. Every once in a while, I double app. I did double app once yesterday. I don't suggest doing that. Too many bad things can happen, and it's not worth the consequences to me. But sometimes it's just too perfect. It's just too perfect. So, I did double app on this delivery. I picked it up from First Watch, so I'm at least multi-apped it. There's a tip. I only made $24, $23.96 if you want to be exact, from Uber Eats yesterday, but it was on 2 deliveries. So the deliveries I did for them averaged $12. That's a common theme with me. So I try to put an emphasis on Uber Eats. They just won't hold up their side of the bargain. So I get that done. It goes down to Wildwood somewhere. Goes beautiful. Goes to a mansion. I'm like, wow, this is cool. Then I come back through. I'm coming back through. I'm a lot closer to Chesterfield Airport Road, and my whole idea when I took that delivery was it paid great, but was hopefully to bounce. Like, I'm going to take a delivery down to Wildwood, and then I'm going to pick up on Chesterfield Airport Road, and hopefully get a delivery coming right back to where I was. So when I leave there, I get on Edison, I go all the way down to Baxter, and then I come up that way, hoping to get a delivery there on Edison, even a Walmart delivery, who cares, right? So I don't get that, so where do I go? I go to Total Wine. Why? Because the last Monday, let's give last Monday for an example, I got a stacked order from them. It says it paid, $12 for 6 miles, whatever it paid. It ended up paying like $31. So I'm putting myself in a position. I started out in a position of success at Clarkson 40, right? I'm multi-apping. I started early. I'm in Total Wine. I'm hoping to get a stacked order like I had actually the 2 weeks before. The week before that, I got a Panera Total Wine, which is a little weird because Total Wine can take a minute. And that delivery ended up paying $40. So, so I'm going to put myself again in a position to succeed. I'm in Total Wine's parking lot, and sure enough, I get a stacked order somewhere 1175, 5-point-something miles, whatever it was. I don't exactly remember. Of course, I'm going to take that. Just right at $2 a mile, and it was like 8 or 9, 10 items. I think it was 11 items total, right? So you never know. That could be, it could be 9 airplane bottles. You know, you never know. You never know. So I pull in. I tell the lady I'm picking it up. She comes back with an industrial dolly worth of wine, like one of those dollies that look like they're from Home Depot. Wine stacked up on both sides and 2 little boxes on top. Bag in a box. She hands me the bag in the box and she says, "That's one delivery. All the rest of this is another delivery." Ding, ding, ding. I'm thinking, oh, baby. I'm getting a possibility of getting a hidden tip. The last 10 case delivery I had, I didn't get one. So, you know, you're rolling the dice, baby. So, I take out the bag in the 4-pack, and she says, "Hey, you can pull in front of the door. I'll wheel this industrial dolly worth of wine out to you, and we'll load it up." She loads it up. She wheels it out. I load the whole thing up. It is 9 heavy cases of wine. So, I leave there. It's going down to Wildwood all over again. Well, that's why I'm in Chesterfield. I live out in the country, so I have to drive the Dash, but I could probably be hard to schedule in Festus, but I could do it. Now, I guess Melville's taking over Arnold. Is that the deal as far as DoorDash goes? Melville's always wide open, but my thought process is that I'd rather just drive that extra 10 miles and get to Chesterfield. One of the biggest reasons why, let me pass this tractor trailer here, is these $1 million houses, right? I'm trying to make some money, baby. I'm trying to feed my family, right? So that's why I drive the Chesterfield. I'm giving you tips throughout this video, right? So I get it all loaded up. I'm driving to Wildwood, whatever you want to call it, Curtis Mill there to deliver. I see something fly by. I'm not sure what that was. Was that a unicorn, baby? Oh, baby. So I get there to the first stop. The lady comes to the door. She doesn't have her ID. She goes, "Would you mind bringing this wine into the house for me and putting it right over here?" "Yes, ma'am, I will." 9 heavy cases of wine, right? Now they have a receipt on one of the boxes, right? But you know, usually it's just 1 or 2 cases. You don't want to be obnoxious about it. And so I'm trying to glance at the receipt to see what it has a tip on it. I think it says $14, right? I'm happy with that. Oh, cool. That's why I took this delivery, to get that $14. That's cool. So I get it all in. She has 2 5s in her hand. This could be a $25 delivery. Boy, I'm so smart. I say thank you very much, man, because I'm grateful for the $25. You know, $10 in cash. I'm like, thank you, and I mean it sincerely. And I leave. I close it out. It wasn't 14. It was 114. Oh, I made $126 on that delivery. And then I go deliver the next one. It pays almost $18.89, $19. So like after 3 deliveries, I don't know where I'm at, like $156. It's not incredibly busy after that. I'm talking about I grinded the rest of the whole day. Somehow I got to $300 by 5 o'clock. I'm like, man, I could possibly make 5, maybe, probably not. 450, more possible. It just dies. It was not a bit. Lunch rush was busier than dinner rush. That happens sometimes. And of course, now I'm thinking, after everything that ended up happening last night, I think the app was messed up. I think the app's been messed up going on a week, for sure. Because I make $12 between 5 and 6. That's it. On one delivery. That's it. I get one delivery between 5 and 6. That's it. My first delivery between 6 and 7 is a $5 delivery. A lot of people wouldn't take that. They went to Wishwood, you know, from one of those places down there. I don't remember which one. It's like a mile, baby. I'm taking $4 a mile deliveries all day long. I don't care what they pay. You know, hey man, if you want to make $300 every single day, like I have been for going on weeks, you got to grind, baby. You got to grind. That $5 is going to end up on your books. And if it was a stacked order, because the next order I did was $475, excuse me, for another mile, would you have done it if it was a $10 2-mile stacked order? Probably, right? Probably. That other order that I took that ended up paying $144, $154, I think it was $156 total. It started out as a $12 6-mile delivery. Of course you would. Of course you would, right? So that's my thinking. A lot of people would have taken either one of those. And it did get busier till about 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, 8:30, whatever time it was, I had grinded out to $385, somewhere around there. No, $390. It was $390, somewhere around there. No, $388. That's what it was. And then I get a crazy. I'm on Nooning Tree. I just delivered a cheesecake delivery. I'm just hoping to get another cheesecake delivery. I get a crazy offer from Total Wine at 9 o'clock at night, 8:30, whatever time it was pretty late, for $15, 9 miles. I looked to where it delivers to 141. Man, that's right on my way home. So I'm like, well, that's going to put me over 400. It goes on my way home. I take it. So I'm driving the Total Wine on Clarkson Road. I'm looking at the app. It says it's 8 miles away. I'm like, what? Oh, it goes. I'm picking up a Total Wine on Manchester Road, way up there east of 141. Whatever. Whatever. So I dart up there as quick as I possibly can. I get that picked up. That guy ends up giving me a $5 tip. That ends up being a $20 delivery, and I'm right there on the way home. So now I'm at like 408. I get a $12.50 Applebee's delivery going to Arnold. I can go home that way too. So I take that. I'm still grinding. I think I'm done. I've made 420 at that point. A little less, but right at that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go get something to eat. You know, there's hardly anything open. I end up going to White Castle. I'm in their drive-thru. I said, you know what? I'm just going to turn Melville on. So I've already delivered in Chesterfield, right? I switch over to Fenton. I get a delivery there, basically taking me home. I'm in Arnold, so then I switch to Melville. Switch loans sometimes, people, especially when it benefits you, right? So I'm planning on getting something to eat at White Castle. No, I get offered $7 4-mile offer. My thought process is, you know what? That'll put me over $300 plus the big delivery I had. I'd like to do that. So I ended up picking up a delivery instead of getting something to eat. It ends up paying $11.25 going right there to Arnold. So it ends up paying almost $3 a mile. Now this is when I knew I really was done. Is when I got a $9.25 6-point-something mile delivery offer from McDonald's, and I turned it down because I was pleased. I didn't know which. You never know which McDonald's it is. It was probably the one on Richardson Road. Now that I think about it, that was at least a mile and a half to go get. It was worth doing probably. It was for over $2 a mile, and that would have put me at 440. But I would at that point, I definitely would have grinded out 450. But you know, sometimes enough's enough. You know, I needed to get home to get some rest, so I could be out early today. So let's go over. I gave a lot of tips in the middle of there, but let's go over them real quick. Number one, if you want to make $300 in a day, right? Like every single day. I'm a little worried about today, boy. The last 2 Tuesdays I worked, I didn't work a full day. But boy, it has been slow. I mean, slow. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping whatever the app actually did crash after I took off last night. So hopefully maybe they got it fixed. A lot of times it works really good for a while after it crashes. So what's ever been going on with it, I hope they repaired it. I really think that is a reason that things have been a little sketchy lately. But so you got to get out early as you can. Usually I'm out by 9:15, 9:30. That's definitely the case again today. You got a multi-app, people. Got a multi-app. Those 2 deliveries that I took for Uber Eats yesterday were just beautiful. I started my day out with a $14 one for 3 or 4 or 5 miles, whatever it was, and then the second one I took was over $9, $9.40, whatever it was, and it was a part of a double app thing. I don't suggest you do, but it went right on Arnage Road. If you don't know where Arnage Road is, it's part of Chesterfield Airport Road. It's right off of there. And there were several items. I was hoping for a hidden tip. Didn't get it. But the lady, even though it's part of a double app, goes, "You're so fast." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't feel that way." So you got a multi-app. Set yourself up for success. When you don't go by the hotspots on your phone as much as the hotspots where you've made money before during those time of days. Like I was in Total Wine's parking lot when I got that unicorn order, right? Because I've had success there in the morning before. And then at night, after 4 o'clock, when I don't not set up with another delivery, which happens quite a bit, you know where I go? I go to Cheesecake Factory's parking lot, and I park way up on the hill, hoping, that number one, I have a good signal. Number two, that I get cheesecake delivery, because we all know that those are well paid, and they have a lot of hidden tips. So, set yourself up for success. Number 3, you're probably going to have to grind a little bit if you want to make 300. That's the question. Do you really want to do it? I probably would have without the big delivery, and I probably wouldn't have made 300 yesterday if I wouldn't have grinded out a couple, iffy $5, $4.75 deliveries that went on. A lot of people said they will not do those. Hey, I'm going to do those. I'm going to grind, baby. I'm going to grind. Another thing, don't wait 10, 15 minutes, and also, if you just can't find something in the store, another problem I had yesterday, and I heard the app was just off the chain. It has been off the chain lately. Yesterday, I had to unassign Total Wine. I said I had to unassign from a delivery. It was Total Wine, of all places. I felt horrible about it, but I got there and I tried to cash out, and my red card declined. The same lady later told me she had 7 of them. So the app was just all over the place yesterday. But I'm not. Hey man, I'm giving it 10 minutes at the most, and I'm out of there. And on the back of that delivery I unassigned from, I ended up getting a $21 delivery that went about 3 or 4 miles. So don't wait 10, 15, 20 minutes. Unless it pays really, really, really good. This one paid $9.50. It wasn't worth it. And I did call support, and I gave support every chance to fix it. And you know how that's a crapshoot too. Sometimes they're real helpful, real right on it. Obviously, and I'm not trying to be mean. He seemed like a really nice person. He seemed like he had no idea. So I said, "Sir, tell you what, just take me off." Didn't even ask for half pay. I should have got half pay because it's not my fault the red card declined. Blah, blah, blah. Didn't even ask for half pay. I just wanted to get out of there. I could call back and probably get half pay today. But I'll give that to DoorDash. Another thing, sometimes it benefits you to change zones. Every night, we already, I've already said, I drive the Chesterfield. I pass Arnold, I pass Fenton, I pass Creve Coeur, I pass, all those places to get to Chesterfield, because I know, obviously, man, I can make some money there, baby. Now, some other people say they make a lot of money in Arnold. I don't doubt that a bit. But I actually worked out of 3 zones like yesterday to be successful. That's not something that's unprecedented. Sometimes people switch zones 5, 6 times in a day. I'm not usually like that, but I at least switch twice every single day. Yesterday was 3 times. So the other thing is, you might have to work a little late, right? I mean, I worked yesterday until I think I got home at 11:20. Started, I was in Chesterfield right at 9 o'clock, and I took my last delivery. Probably around 10:45. It's a long day. Almost 14 hours, right? You think, oh, why would you do that? Well, to make $3,400, $430.89. That's why. If you want to have those kind of days, last week I made $1,922. Now the week before that I only worked 4.5 days and made like $1,500, whatever it was. And the week before that I made $1,976.20. We're talking about if you just made that $1,922, $1,976. Now even last week I only worked 5 hours on Tuesday, and I only worked. I didn't come in till 1 o'clock on Sunday, so I didn't work all full days last week and made $1,922. There's guys out there, 2 guys in a truck, right, delivering furniture that aren't making that. Okay, I'm just telling you, that's really good money. I don't care how many hours you got to put in. And I don't put in those kind of hours every week or every day. Like today, I don't know, but you might have to work late on those days that you're really trying to get there. Now, there's been several days lately where I got to 300 and over, and I said, you know what? Enough is enough. Last night, there was more deliveries coming. The last delivery I turned down probably was a 925, around 4.5 mile delivery, because you know what? It's time to go home, man. But, I kind of regret it a little bit. I could grind out of that 450, maybe. But yeah, it was enough. 14 hours is enough, right? Truck drivers, and I've said this a million times because I'm in the trucking industry. I'm supposed to go back to work Monday. I haven't heard from them, but I'm sure everything's fine. It's better that I haven't heard from them rather than had heard from them. I'm going to email them tomorrow while I'm off. So they work 14 hours every day. Everything's based on that 14-hour day. Like when I was managing trucks, I couldn't tell you how many times I'm looking at their hours. I'm talking to them about their hours. How many hours do you have left today? They basically, the business model for a truck driver is to work 70 hours a week, 5 days, 14. You might work 12 hours one day, and if you're a local driver, you can work 16 hours one day. So none of this is unprecedented for a driver even. And the last tip is don't take bad deliveries. Now, you might say, I took a couple bad ones. I don't feel that way. So I don't take anything under $2 a mile. I'm real close unless it benefits me. Unless I'm going to go to a place where I'm at least pretty confident I can bounce. Or let's say I'm at Manchester Road, right? I ain't want to hang out there, especially when traffic's as bad as it is a lot of the time. So I might take $1 a mile delivery to get back to Clarkson 40, just to get out of there. And then of course going home, like that 12.50 order I took out of Fenton yesterday to get to Arnold, that was like $1.30 a mile, but it was on my way home, and it put me way over 400. So, had my best day ever, $430.89. It just keeps getting better, people. Of course, you know, you're not going to get a unicorn tip every day, but even without that, I made $300. But I did get that, so I didn't make $300. I made $430.89. Don't think for a second I am not as grateful can be, because I am. Unbelievably so. But you know what? I'm up just as early today. This is what happens with people who work for DoorDash. They make that kind of money, and then they start to backslide a little bit. I've talked to merchants and other DoorDash people, and that's what happens with DoorDash drivers, is that they make unbelievable money, but you're not going to make that unbelievable money every day. I'll be on Tuesday, I'll be lucky to make $300 today. That's my goal every day. My goal every day is to make $300 now. But man, I hope the app is better. Boy, what a mess. We all know that even before it crashed all the way, it wouldn't update. It wasn't doing the red card deliveries right. I mean, I really think it's been not working correctly for about a week now. I've mentioned it how many times? You know, something just ain't been right. It shouldn't be as slow, like between 5 and 6 yesterday. You can't tell me there wasn't more deliveries available than one $12 delivery. Now I did turn down a few here. Hey man, let me just tell you this. This is another tip. Sometimes I turn down 18 out of 19 deliveries. Some days I get paused 4 times by DoorDash, you know, for not taking deliveries. Man, you gotta, 2 things. Number 1, you got to be disciplined. You gotta be disciplined. And 2, you gotta keep the faith, baby. You gotta keep the faith.